Good morning, students. In bio, today we are going to start new chapter, biomolecules. Okay? So, biomolecules, already you are studying about structure and composition of protein, lipids, acids, okay, carbohydrates, and its composition, its structure. Already you are doing in chemistry also. So, here we are going to study what are the living components, organic and inorganic compounds, okay, present in the living organisms. So, let us start with that. So, collection of various molecules in cell, that is known as cellular pool. Okay, what it is known as? It is known as cellular pool. So, in short, we can write that collection of various molecules. Just now I have told you that different compounds, organic compounds as well as inorganic compounds are present in all living organisms. So, these collection in cell, it is known as cellular pool. So, obviously, it will contain both organic compounds as well as it will contain inorganic compounds. Clear? So, whatever inorganic and organic compounds present in cell, in the living cell, that is termed as cellular pool. Now, see, I've told you various molecules. So, these molecules, these small molecules, it includes various components. What are those components? See, the small molecules, it includes, we can say, sugar, okay, then it contains lipids, after that amino acid, then mineral is also present, water is present, and various other molecules are present. These are the small molecules. When polymerization of these small molecules takes place. Polymerization is a very common term. You must be using regularly in chemistry also. So, you all are familiar with the term polymerization. So, what happened? During polymerization, these small molecules, they polymerize, they combine and they form macromolecules. Okay, when large number of these small molecules, they polymerize, they form macromolecules. Like we can say, just I have told you what we are going to study about carbohydrates, then lipids, we can take protein. All these are macromolecules. Clear? So, cellular pool contains both organic compounds as well as inorganic compounds, and the small molecules of sugar, lipid, amino acid, mineral, water, all these, they polymerize and forms macromolecules, and these macromolecules are carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, etc. Clear? These biomolecules can be micromolecules or macromolecules. Okay, that depends upon the structure, length. Now, micromolecules, we can take the example of amino acids, sugar, nucleotides, lipids, and macromolecules, polysaccharide, nucleic acid, protein. See, you can easily understand when small molecules are combining together, they are forming macromolecules. Now, amino acids are building blocks of protein. Clear? With four different groups attached to it. Alpha carbon is said to be asymmetric. There are different types of amino acids also. Common amino acids found in protein, then uncommon amino acid, and amino acid which is not present in protein. Now, out of these three, common amino acids present in protein are non-polar, polar, acidic, and basic amino acid. See, each amino acid contains a central located carbon atom, you can see, and that is alpha carbon, to which four groups are attached: a basic group, ammonia, acidic carboxyl group, and hydrogen atom, and a group of varying chemical structure, and it is known as side chain. In diagram also you can represent it at R group. Clear? This is the structure of amino acid. Now let us begin function. So the function of amino acids are maintaining balance, metabolism, then it helps in recovery of muscles. So let us discuss that also. Functions of amino acid. See, first of all, it helps in absorption of calcium also. Now, when we are talking about function of amino acid, there are different types of amino acids. So each and every acid have they perform different functions. Okay, if I'm writing that absorption of calcium, it doesn't mean all the amino acids have the capability of absorption of calcium. No, each and every amino acid performs different function. So it helps in some of the amino acids has the capacity of absorption of calcium. Some of the amino acid also helps in regulation of nervous system. Regulation of nervous system. Clear? Now, it also, just now I told you that it helps in providing metabolism. It also helps in muscle recovery. It helps in muscle recovery. It also helps in tissue recovery, or we can say that it helps in repair of tissue. It helps in repair of tissue. Clear? Now, some of the amino acid, they are treatment for the allergies. They are treatment of allergies. Clear? Now, some of the amino acids, they regulate or they help in regulation of blood sugar. They help in regulation of blood sugar. They help in solving the liver and gallbladder problem. If there is some problem related with the liver and gallbladder, these amino acids, they help in solving problems of liver and gallbladder. Okay. So, these are the functions of amino acid. Now, I have told you common amino acid present in protein are grouped into acidic amino acid, that is glutamic acid, basic amino acid, example lysine, neutral amino acid. Neutral amino acid means polar amino acids. Okay, there are many polar amino acids like threonine, cytine, asparagine, glutamine. All these are polar, or we can say uncharged R group. And non-polar like leucine, methionine or alanine, these are non-polar aliphatic R group. Clear? Glycine is the simplest amino acid and it has lowest molecular weight, while tryptophan is the most complex amino acid which contain indole ring. And proline, it is not an amino acid but amino acid. Clear? It is difference. There is difference between that. Like if we are talking about hydroxyl lysine, it is found in collagen and gelatin. So different types of amino acids are present, with some are uncommon, some are common, and some are absent in proteins. Next is carbohydrate, or in simple word we can say sugar. See, small carbohydrates are divided into two classes, monosaccharides and oligosaccharides. These simple sugars, these are monosaccharides. Clear? They are simplest carbohydrate and have a general formula CH2O. Now, sugar contains 3 carbon known as trioses, and those with 4 carbon are tetroses. See, tri means 3, tetra 4, pento 5, hexose 6. So depending upon the number of carbon, it is classified in that way. Erythrose is a tetrose which forms a raw material for the synthesis of lignin. Okay, erythrose is a raw material for the synthesis of lignin. And pentose sugar, ribose, it is present in every animal cell and it occurs in number of compound. You are very familiar with that, like DNA and RNA. DNA is the reduced form deoxyribose. Okay, and RNA is ribose sugar. DNA is deoxyribose. And hexose comprises a large group of sugar. So, all these sugar have different components, like galactose. It constitute of a main constituent of agar-agar. So, some sugars having copper ions, they are reducing sugar. And some are mannose, they are present in blood serum, globulin. So all these sugars have different components and they are performing different function, different structure. Clear? Maltose is found during the germination of starchy seeds. While if we are talking about sucrose, it is not a reducing sugar. And maltose can be produced commercially from starch by hydrolysis enzyme diastase. Okay, and lactose is present in milk, we all know. So different types of sugar is present in different component. But one more thing, human cannot digest saccharides. With just now you can see the structure, linkage. So they are not able to digest saccharides with this linkage. and they are fermented in large intestine by bacteria. Okay, and saccharine, if we talk about saccharine, it is a sweet, it has sweet taste, but it is not a sugar. Let us begin lipids. Now, what are lipids? These are the biological molecules. These are biological molecules and they are insoluble in water. They are insoluble in water but are soluble in non-polar solvent. Okay, again these terms you are studying in chemistry. What do you mean by polar solvent? What is the meaning of non-polar solvent? So lipids are the biological molecules which are insoluble in water and they are soluble in non-polar solvents. Now lipids mainly includes fatty acids and polysaccharides, or we can say neutral acids. Then it includes waxes. Okay, so these are all the types of lipids. It includes all. Mainly out of these, we are going to study about fatty acids and neutral acids. Now, lipids is water soluble, also insoluble, and soluble in non-polar organic solvent, I've told you. Now, let us begin with fatty acid. See, fatty acid, it is a long hydrocarbon chain. Clear? If we are going to classify it, depending upon the straight chain, then fused hydrocarbon chain, then simple lipids, compound lipids. So, fats comes in the simple lipids. Now, fatty acid can be saturated or unsaturated. Clear? Now, like capric, lauric, these are saturated fatty acid. And if we are talking about oleic, arachidonic, these are unsaturated fatty acid. Fatty acids are polyunsaturated fatty acid which cannot be synthesized. These are very essential and these cannot be synthesized in animal body. So these are supplied with food to avoid their deficiency. Okay, and like linoleic, linolenic and arachidonic, these are essential fatty acids for man. Maximum number of double bonds present in, you can see the structure also. See, double bonds present in essential fatty acid is 4. And rich source of polyunsaturated fatty acid is vegetable oil, sunflower oil, okay, mustard oil. All these are having essential unsaturated fatty acids. Clear? Neutral fats are ester of fatty acid with glycerol. And molecule of glycerol, they can react with 3 molecules of fatty acid. And see, there are how many hydroxyl groups? 3 hydroxyl group. And 3 fatty acids attached to the glycerol and 3 molecules of water are removed. The removal of water, what will it will result? It will result in formation of ester bond. This topic, esterification, you have done previously also, and now also you in chemistry you are doing. So, what does it takes? It forms ester bond. And normally, at room temperature, fats are liquid, and oils are rich in unsaturated fatty acid and they have low melting points. Fat is richly found, means their deposition takes place in adipose tissue, and we should avoid too much use of fats, especially during summer. So, in this session, what we have done? Fatty acids, lipids. In lipids, we have done fatty acids, then carbohydrates, amino acids. So, these are the topics we have completed in this session. So, go through the video properly, note down the points, and next session we are going to do the other topics. Have a nice day. Thank you. Take care.